A very good morning, dear students, and welcome back to Measurement of Matter. Now, today we shall discuss about what is meant by valency. Now that you have already learned about valency and in standard 8, okay, so you have seen that it is formed due to the formation of the bonds. Okay, so valencies of the element, let us see different elements here first and then try to define hydrogen, chlorine, oxygen and sodium. Hydrogen in the compound hydrogen in the molecule hydrogen, then chlorine in the compound called as hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid, then oxygen in water and sodium in sodium chloride. Let us try to find out their valencies. Now, valency of hydrogen molecule in hydrogen molecule is 1. Okay, since it has one electron in its outermost shell, so it can give one electron or take one electron. Formula of HCl, so valency of hydrogen in HCl is 1 and that of Cl is, that is chlorine, is also 1 because hydrogen gives one electron, chlorine takes up one electron, so hydrogen gives, so it acquires one valency, whereas chlorine, its octet, it has to be completed, and for completing its octet it requires one electron, therefore its valency is also 1. Let us now see the next example. Water, that is valency of hydrogen is 1 and that of oxygen is 2, whereas sodium chloride valency of sodium is 1 also and chlorine is also 1. Okay, now what are the types of compounds formed, what is the type of chemical bond in sodium chloride and magnesium chloride? Now, they are forming the ionic bonds due to the formation of the ions. That is, sodium ion forms a cation and chlorine forms an anion, whereas magnesium chloride, magnesium forms cation and chlorine forms an anion. So let's try to define now what is valency. So valency is nothing but the capacity of an element to combine is called as its valency. That means nothing but formation of the chemical bonds is also called as valency. Okay, now both the sodium chloride and magnesium chloride forms the ionic bond by combining with each other, and therefore due to their valency they give or take of electrons, okay, to combine with each other. It is also called as valency. So valency of sodium is 1 and that of chlorine is also 1, whereas in the case of magnesium, magnesium chloride and magnesium chloride, we have magnesium valency is 2 and that of chlorine is 1. Now, in the 18th and 19th century, the laws of chemical combinations were used to find out the valencies of elements. Now, in the 20th century, scientists recognized that there is a relationship between valency of an element with its electronic configuration. What does this mean? Now, you have learned that electronic configuration is nothing but the distribution of the electrons in each of the shells or the orbits. Okay, now how it is related, valence and electronic configuration? It's very simple. Now, the outermost shell, whatever is the outermost shell, that outermost shell is also called as a valence shell, and the electrons which are revolving in that valence shell also called as valence electrons. So these are the electrons which are meant for give or take of electron or maybe sharing of electrons, and by giving or taking of electron they form ions and therefore they form the ionic bonds. So how many electrons are given away, that constitutes the valency. Also sometimes whatever they have to take up, that is to complete its duplet in the case of hydrogen, okay, or octet in all other elements, okay, it is called as its octet state. Fine. So it has to take up those electrons. That the number of electrons which are taken also decides the valency. Right. Now, valency of sodium is 1 and that of hydrogen is also 1. Now let us understand about the formation of sodium chloride. Sodium atom has atomic number as 11, and it has 2 electrons in the first orbits, 8 electrons in the second orbit, and 1 electron in the third orbit. So its electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1. Okay, so that means it has 1 electron in the outermost shell, which is called as a valence shell. Okay, whereas the chlorine atom, the atomic number of chlorine is 17, and it has 2 electrons in the first orbit, then 8 electrons in the second orbit, and 7 electrons in the third orbit. So its electronic configuration becomes 2, 8, 7. Now here, dear students, please pay attention. Now all the atoms needs to be in the same stable state. That means they either need to complete their duplet, like in the case of hydrogen and helium, only these two have a duplet, others all have an octet. Now, so only inert gases have the complete duplet or the complete octet, like helium is duplet and all other inert gases have an octet. So they have a stable state, and therefore they need not give or take any electrons to form any compound. So that is why, since they are chemically inert, they are called as inert gases. Whereas the other elements who needs to complete their duplet, like in the case of hydrogen it is a duplet, and octet in all other atoms, okay, they require to complete their octet or duplet by either taking electrons or giving away electrons. Now in the case of sodium, if you see, it has only 1 electron in the valence shell, or it is the valence electron there. Now instead of taking 7 electrons to complete octet means 8 electrons, okay, so to complete its octet it requires 7 electrons, which is very difficult to take 7 electrons. Instead it can give 1 electron and acquire a stable state of 2, 8. Okay, so that means it gives 1 electron to any of the other element. Let's suppose here sodium chloride we are talking about, so it gives that 1 electron to chlorine. Let us talk about chlorine now. Chlorine has 7 electrons in the outermost shell, that is a valence shell, and it requires only 1 electron to complete its octet. So instead of giving 7 electron, which involves a lot of energy, it takes up 1 electron to complete its octet. Once it takes that 1 electron, it becomes 7 plus 1 is equal to 8 electrons, and therefore it takes up that 1 electron. And once they, so since sodium atom gives 1 electron, it has valency 1, and chlorine atom accepts 1 electron, therefore also it is having a valency equal to 1. Okay, so you can see over here that sodium atom gives 1 electron to chlorine to form a sodium ion, that is Na plus, and acquires a 1 valency, whereas chlorine accepts 1 electron and it becomes chloride ion Cl minus and gains 1 valency. Now why is that positive and negative charge? That also you should see. Now sodium atom first was Na. Now after giving 1 electron, it acquires a positive charge and it forms sodium ion, that is Na plus. Now why is that plus charge coming there, and for Cl minus negative it is coming? Now if you see, in the case of number of protons and number of electrons are always equal in an atom, correct? Now suppose if any atom gives away 1 electron, that means it will become 1 deficient electron. Okay, that means 1 electron is gone, but a positive charge, that is number of protons, will remain the same. Now in the case of sodium, it is 11 electrons and 11 protons. Once it gives 1 electron, it has only 10 electrons, whereas protons are 11. That means 1 positive charge is extra, and therefore sodium becomes Na plus. That is, plus means 1 plus is 1 proton extra, and that is what requires a positive charge. Whereas let us talk about the chloride ion. Now chloride ion has 17 electrons and 17 protons. Now since it accepts 1 electron, now the electrons becomes 18 electrons, correct? and protons are 17 only. Therefore, it gains one negative charge, and therefore chloride has one minus. Is that clear to you? That is how you know they are forming the ions, and accordingly they are having their valencies also. Sodium gains one valency because it gives one electron, where chlorine acquires one electron, so it also has valency equal to 1. So this I hope so you have understood about how these ions are formed. And the positive ion, always remember, it is called as a cation, and the negative ion is called as an anion. Is that clear? Positive is called as cation, negative is called as an anion. Fine. Now you can see how these bonds are formed. Ions formed after the give and take of electrons have a complete octet. Complete octet, why? Sodium was 2, 8, 1. After giving one electron, now its outermost shell becomes L, and L has 8 electrons. So it has complete octet now. Whereas chlorine was 2, 8, 7, which requires one electron to complete its octet. Now after taking one electron, it becomes, M shell becomes 2, 8, 8, which is also a complete octet. Correct. So now they have gained they have become a complete octet. They have a complete octet now they are stable after the formation of the compound. And here the formation of the compound due to formation of ions, and that bond which is due to the formation of ions is also called as ionic bond, because ions are formed by the give and take of electrons. So here ionic bond is formed between sodium and chlorine, and now sodium also is stable, chlorine is also stable, because both of them have their complete octet. Okay, so you can see over here now. Okay, so the two ions formed have a unit but opposite charges. So sodium has a positive charge, whereas chlorine has a negative charge. And since these are positively charged and negatively charged, there is also a force of attraction between them, because opposite attracts. So the attraction between the oppositely charged ions results in the formation of a chemical bond between them, between the ions, and this chemical bond is nothing but the ionic bond. Fine. Now let us consider so here is an ionic bond which is formed between the two ions. So the compound sodium chloride is formed, that is NaCl is formed. Now sodium atom has a capacity to give away one electron, chlorine atom has a capacity to accept one electron, and therefore they form the valency of both of them is 1 and 1. Is that clear? Let us now continue further. Some part of the lessons are cancelled, that I am not going to discuss. Number of electrons that an atom of an element gives away or takes up while forming an ionic bond is called as valency of that element. I hope so you have understood this. Whatever, so accordingly we have another definition now. What we have earlier I have told you about valency is the combining capacity of an element, or the chemical bond, formation of the chemical bond between the two atoms or between two or more atoms, also called as valency. Now another definition, a new definition, due to give and take of electron, is the number of electrons that an atom of an element gives away or takes up while forming an ionic bond is called as the valency of that element. I hope so you have understood this. Let us proceed little further, because otherwise the video will be too long. Fine. Number of electrons that are given away or taken up is always a whole number, and therefore the valence is always a whole number. So you will find that it is never in a fraction, they are always in the whole number, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. Okay, all these valences 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, again 3, 2, 4, 1, and 0 again. So this is how the valencies are in the form of whole numbers. Now science capsule is not required for you to know, but remember I have already mentioned to you that the positively charged ions are called as cations, whereas the negatively charged ions are also called as anions. So let us skip this part. Now let us try to complete the chart on the page number 54, that is complete the following chart wherein we have to find out the valency of the different elements. Okay, so element atomic number is given, electronic configuration, valence electrons and valency. So we have to find out. So hydrogen, if you see the valency atomic number of hydrogen is 1, electronic configuration is also 1, valence electron is 1 and therefore valence is also 1. Let us see the second one, that is after hydrogen comes helium. So helium has 2 electron, 2 is its atomic number, electronic configuration is 2, valence electrons are also 2 and valency is 0 because it has a complete duplet, since it cannot give or take take electrons and form any ion. So its valency becomes 0. Why? Because it cannot take or give electrons. Therefore, its valency is 0. Next, last year you have learned this. Next one is lithium, that is atomic number 3. Electronic configuration is 2, 1. Valence electron is 1 here and therefore its valence is also 1. Next one is beryllium, whose atomic number is 4. So electronic configuration is 2, 2. So valence electrons are 2 in the second shell, that is L shell, and valence is also 2 because it can give 2 electrons. The boron is atomic number is 5. Electronic configuration is 2, 3. Valence electrons is 3. It can give 3 electrons, so valency is 3. Then carbon is 6. So 2, 4 is its electronic configuration. Valence electrons are 4. It can neither give electron nor it can take electrons, since it is in between, because it requires 4 electrons to complete its octet. Neither it can give 4 electron nor it can take 4 electrons. Instead it shares the electron, and instead of forming ionic bond it forms the covalent bond, that is by sharing of electron. So here carbon has valency 4. Okay, because it requires to complete its octet by 4 electrons. Nitrogen has 7 atomic number, electronic configuration is 2, 5. Valence electrons are 5 and it requires to take up 3 electrons. Instead of giving 5 electrons, take up 3 electrons, and therefore its valency is 3. Next one is oxygen. Oxygen atomic number is 8. Electronic configuration is 2, 6. Valence electrons are 6. It requires to complete its octet 2 electrons, and therefore valency is also 2. Next one is fluorine. Its atomic number is 9. Electronic configuration becomes 2, 7. So it has 7 electrons in the valence shell, and therefore it requires only 1 electron to complete its octet. So its valency is 1. Neon is 10 and electronic configuration is 2, 8. So it has a stable state, that is 8 octet is filled, and therefore it will not take up any electron, and since it does not take electron or give away any electron, it has a valence equal to 0. Valence shell has 8 electrons, okay, and valence is 0 because it does not take or give any electrons. Sodium 11. So third orbit it goes now the next electron, that is 2, 8, 1 in the M shell. So it has 1 electron in the M shell, and therefore its valency is 1. Magnesium is 12, so it is electronic configuration is 2, 8, 2. So valence electrons are 2 and therefore its valency is 2. Fine. Then aluminium has the atomic number is 13, so electronic configuration is 2, 8, 3. Valence electrons are 3, therefore it gives away 3 electron, and therefore its valency is 3. Silicon's atomic number is 14, okay, and therefore electronic configuration is 2, 8, 4. So its valence electron is 4. It's like that of the carbon, which forms the covalent bond by sharing the electron, because it has 4 electrons in the outermost shell. So its valency also becomes 4. Okay, now let us see what is meant by variable valency. Okay, variable valency is nothing but certain elements have different under different conditions. The atoms of some elements give away or take up electrons, okay, a different number of electrons. So in such cases these elements exhibit more than one valency. Okay, now and so since they exhibit more than one valency, this type of valence is also called a variable because they are varying. Let us see now examples here, few examples of variable valencies, that is copper, mercury, iron, silver, tin and lead, and even know their nomenclature. So copper, if you see symbol is Cu, valency is 1 and 2, so ions are Cu plus 1 and Cu plus 2. So Cu plus is also called as cuprous ion, and Cu2 plus also forms cupric ion. Okay, now see, then mercury is symbol is Hg. Valencies are 1 and 2 again. So mercury with one valency, one valency is also called as Hg plus ion, and it is called as mercurous ion. Okay, whereas the mercury with variable valency 2 is Hg2 plus, and it is also called a mercuric. Fine. Then ion symbol is Fe, also called as ferrous. So valency is 2 and 3. So the ion with variable valency 2 forms Fe2 plus ion, and so Fe2 plus ion is also called as ferrous ion, whereas Fe3 plus ion is also called as ferric ion. Now silver is also Ag is a symbol. Valencies are 1 and 2. So silver forms Ag1 plus, okay, or Ag plus, also called as argentus, and Ag2 plus is called as argentic. Okay, next one is tin. Okay, tin is symbol is Sn, also called as stannous. So valencies are 2 and 4, so it forms variable valency Sn2 plus called as stannous, and Sn4 plus is also called as stannic ion. Then lead is Pb. Okay, it also shows variable valencies 2 and 4. Okay, so lead with 2 plus is 2 variable valency forms Pb2 plus, called as plumbous ion, and Pb4 plus is also called as plumbic ion. Okay, so this is regarding the variable valencies. Now always remember, has been cancelled from your textbook, so I am not going to discuss about the always remember. Let us proceed further with the next part of the lesson. So here examples: ferric chloride and ferrous chloride with variable valency. Suppose ferrous has 2 Fe2 plus, it forms ferrous chloride, and Fe3 plus, it forms ferric chloride. So this much is enough for you to understand. So let us proceed little further with the next part of the lesson called as the radicals. So now let us learn about the radicals. So we know that the compounds with ionic bonds have two constituents, that is nothing but the positively charged is called as a cation, and the negatively charged particle ion is called as an anion. Okay, now they take part independently in the chemical reactions and are therefore called as radicals. Now let us see the radicals, try to find out in the acidic radical and basic radicals. So in the base, sodium hydroxide, okay, sodium plus is the sodium ion, and anion is here is hydroxide ion. In KOH, cation is K plus and anion is OH minus ion. Okay, in calcium hydroxide, that is CaOH2, calcium is 2 plus cation and anion is OH minus. Let us see in the next one, that is the acids. Okay, now acids like sulfuric acid, acid, hydrochloric acid, cation is H plus and anion is Cl minus. Whereas in hydrobromic acid, cation is hydrogen ion, H plus ion, and anion is Br minus ion. Whereas in nitric acid, cation is H plus ion and anion is Br minus ion. Fine. Now let us see what are acidic radicals and basic radicals. Now cations and anions take part independently in chemical reactions and are called as radicals. Okay, now here sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide, sodium plus hydroxide forms cationic radicals are sodium and potassium, whereas anionic radical in both the cases are hydroxide ion. So you see that here anionic radical is combining with two or more than different types of cationic radical. So this type of anionic radical is this type of cationic radicals which are combining with hydroxides are called as basic radicals. Okay, so yeah, sodium and potassium are the basic radicals. Fine. Now different bases have different basic radicals in them. So these bases had different basic radicals. Correct? No? So hydroxide was the acidic radical, and different basic radicals were there like sodium, potassium, calcium. These were called as basic radicals. So different bases have different basic radical. Let us see now in the case of acid. Here cationic radical is same, whereas anionic radical is different. So in hydrochloric acid or hydrobromic acid, we find that hydrogen is the cationic radical, and chlorine and bromine are the anionic radicals which are combining with the same cationic radical, that is H+. So what we can say, anionic radicals are called as acidic radicals. Now the definition is different acids have different acidic radicals. Okay. Now here basic radical and acidic radicals, that are, there are so many given in your textbook, that is can you tell, but it is cancelled from your topic, but still a small part we will see, and then I will finish the video. So here basic radicals are Ag plus, Cu2 plus, Fe3 plus, Ca2 plus, NH4 plus, K plus and Na plus, whereas acidic radicals are Cl minus, all the anions, okay, I minus, iodide ion, sulfate ion, then we have nitrate ion, then we have sulfide ion, manganese ion, and okay, so this way we have the different basic radicals and acidic radicals. Fine. So this is regarding the valency topic. Next time we will see the last part of the lesson, that is chemical formula of compounds, that is recapitulation. Fine. So till then students, bye and thank you, and God bless you.